No, I wouldn't have thought it was possible. You know, that song was like one of the ones where they were calling me the Farian. It used to be, he would be like, Jastafarian. He would call me, be like, what are you doing, Jastafarian? Well, then Zeus and him in the studio, they would be like, when I did that voice, they were like, whoa, you can really sing, you know, what's up with that? You know, and I was like, I don't know, I want to try this out on this part. And they're like, keep that, you know, keep doing that. And then they're like, who is that guy? And they're like, that's the Farian. So they were calling me the Farian. They're like, when you do that voice, he's like, when you do the screaming voice, you're Jasta. And when you do the singy type of voice, you're the Farian. So they're crazy, but it was fun, you know, and I never thought I would sing like that, but I don't do too much of it. You know, I do a little bit, just enough to keep it interesting. I don't think so, because it's such a different feeling, you know, and Hatebreed is coming from a really deep feeling of injustice and anger and wanting to use the hatred to empower and to breed a positive solution, you know, to breed a empowered feeling. You know, I always say I want people to leave the show feeling empowered and feeling invincible, you know, like when you walk out of a Hatebreed show. With a Kingdom of Sorrow show, or when you listen to the Kingdom of Sorrow record, I want you to ask yourself different questions about tragedies you've faced and if you can find something positive in those situations. And some of those situations are sad situations. You know, some people let tragic circumstances define their life, and I don't want to be that type of person. So, you know, in dealing with depression and fear and mourning, you know, like feelings of grief, I've been able to find light around a dark cloud, and that's what Kingdom of Sorrow is. It's a place, it's a dark place that you need to confront at some point during your life. So it's different, you know, it's a different feeling. It's just a place. I don't think it necessarily has a message. It's just a place. But I hope that when people are in that sort of place, that they can find something truly meaningful to take from it. I think whenever you're faced with a really tragic, horrible experience, you have to, no matter what it is, you have to try to get something out of it. You have to try to walk away from it with something more than just a feeling of defeat and or a feeling of sadness or sorrow or whatever. So that's what I hope people do when they listen to the record. I don't necessarily say it has any sort of negative message, but it does represent a time in my life where I was down, you know. Yeah, because this record was done before Supremacy, so I was able to have this kind of be that emotional outlet that I needed, and then I was freed, you know, mentally and inspiration, you know, wise, like to do Hatebreed. Like this record was recorded way before the Supremacy album, so this was like, this was a really cool way for me to touch on some different stuff and express myself differently through music, you know? And that's what you want to do. You don't always want to, I mean, with Hatebreed, I do always want to do a very similar style, because that's an institution. That's a statement. That's like a formula, you know? And in any aspect of life, I think people respect and honor when people keep the formula the same. It's like when you can rely on somebody, and it's like a restaurant you enjoy going to, or a movie that you like a trilogy of movies that you like, or a bunch of books you like by one author. You like the formula and the integrity of the formula. You know, like Coca-Cola people love Coca-Cola. You know, they don't want vanilla Coke. But if someone wants that, it's available. But they don't want it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the formula that we have to keep the same with Hatebreed.